Hello guys, and welcome to our first lesson on prepositions. So today we're going to discuss the preposition di. Now, di literally means of. It indicates possession, belonging, and we could also use it to introduce a topic. For instance, when you have the verb parlare, it's going to be parlare plus di plus something. Now, there is a difference to be made between di on its own and the combined versions for di, because in reality di, as any other preposition, can combine with the article and so generate this. So combined prepositions for di are di plus il, which becomes del, di plus lo, which becomes dello, di plus la, which becomes della, di plus l apostrophe, which is del, same pronunciation but double L apostrophe, di plus e is dei, di plus gli is degli, and finally di plus le is going to be delle. So we have di, del, dello, della, del, dei, degli, and finally delle. Now, when do we use di? When do we use the combined version? So guys, to use di, we need to have proper name, or we need to have a very general name. Let me give you a couple of examples simply for di. Example number one, La Casa di Maria. Maria is a proper name meaning the name of a person, and so we'll have La Casa di Maria. Number two, La Sedia di Legno. Now, legno here is wood, okay? And so it's the material. Now, we're not specifying anything about this piece of wood. We're just specifying that it's wood and that's it, right? And so La Sedia, the chair, di legno. There's nothing, it's a very general idea. Legno, there are many different types of legno, there are many different types of chairs. We're not being specific. That is a very general noun. So in general, when we discuss materials, right, materials are unprecise nouns in the sense that we're not saying anything specific about the material. At least in this sentence. Number three, le lezioni di italiano. We're not saying della grammatica italiana, but we say di italiano, alright? Because italiano, again, is a little bit vague because italiano could mean many different things. It's a whole language, but it's not so specific, let's put it this way. So, when you have proper names, or when you have a very general nouns, or names, actually, or nouns, right? Very general names or nouns, and that is, you know, when they are a bit unspecific, then you're going to have simply di. But if we are individuating a specific set of individuals, then we're not going to use di, but we're going to use one of the combined versions for di. For example, guys, just like that, we have changed the sentences. So we're going to have l'esame dello studente, so the test, the exam of one specific student. So that's why we have dello. We have lo, S plus T, this is masculine, right? L'esame dello studente, we are individuating one specific student we're talking about. And then second example is La casa della zia di Laura. In the assumption that Laura has one zia or multiple zia, actually multiple zie, but we are specifically referring to one of them, and so we're going to have La casa della zia because that individuates one specific individual. Now, the quantity is not important. I could individuate 100,000 individuals, right? So the question is, am I individuating a specific set or not? Or this set collapses into something that is unspecified, that doesn't have border, that cannot be properly defined as set? In that case, we're just going to use di. Differently, if we are talking about or referring to a specific set, then we're gonna use the plus article. Also remember that the precedes proper names. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and give an example. So guys, examples here. We have example number 1, le scarpe di pelle, so the leather shoes. La sciarpa di Lisa, Lisa's scarf. Le chiavi della moto, the motorbike's keys. La casa di mia zia, the house of my aunt. Guys, make sure we do understand this, right? So, di mia zia, because zia is family member noun, singular, does not require article. That is the only reason. Otherwise, we would have had something like della zia di Rossi. And then il for instance. And then we have il cancello dello stadio, the gate, il cancello of the stadium, because we are referring to one specific stadium. So guys, hopefully this clarifies the use of the. Anyhow, next video we're gonna have a bunch of exercises on the, so we could further clarify the use of the, how we use the, and when especially we use the, and when we use dello. Before going there though, there's gonna be one more video which summarizes a little bit what we have to know, or what actually we understood already about prepositions. I'll await your comments. I am looking forward to reading all of what you have asked me in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like the video if you find it helpful. Bye guys!